Hello guys, it's me, Sven, from the channel BFD Drives, and I'm here at a bigger, well, let's say medium-sized Opel meeting. Today is Father's Day, at least in Germany, and I'm here at a big boy. This guy is an Opel Admiral. This was the biggest Opel. Loving these steel caps, foam caps. So it took me a while to get over here. So the Admiral has these horizontal lined tail lamps. The Diplomat was the biggest one. There was also a Kapitän. The Kapitän was the same as the Admiral. As far as I know, the Kapitän was the base version of this big boy. But after the oil crisis, such big cars were no more interesting in Germany. And here's an Opel Kadett D. The probably most unloved Opel Kadett. But when I'm seeing them nowadays, I actually don't find them this ugly. And here guys, this is a bitter CD. This coupe is based on the Opel Admiral that I was just showing you a couple of seconds, a few minutes ago. So this guys was the coupe that Opel didn't build, but Bitter built it for them. Beautiful design. Kind of an Italian design. And here guys, an Opel Ascona B in the Sport Edition. And I've seen something that is also looking familiar to me as an Audi B2 guy. And this is the spoiler, because this rear end spoiler, well, perhaps not the one from Irmscher, but there was a similar looking one from Kamai, and this one was really for both, for Opel Ascona B as well as for the Audi B2. So seems like the boot lid is in the same size, or at least in the same width. Maybe it's even the same one, I don't know. Loving these old classic wheels. I'm thinking such wheels were also made by ATS, but I could be wrong. And here another wonderful coupe. Just going down a little bit into my knees for a better image. This guy is an Opel Kadett C. This one is in the GTE. This one was the most loved one. It's also in the classic design, but from the C2. So, well, probably also from the C1. C1 is the pre-facelift, and C2 the facelift. Well, the pre-facelift was more often yellow rooftop and black bottom line. Here it is, as you can see, white rooftop and yellow bottom line. So you may also know this car in different kinds of the world, different parts of the world. with a different badge. This guys is a car from General Motors. Opel was also a long time part of General Motors. So this car was also built as Isuzu Gemini, Holden Gemini, Chevy Chevette, Vauxhall Chevette, and so on. And here is an Opel Senator B2 to be more precise, because this one is the, or is it an A? Must be an A, not B. Opel Senator A and A2, because it's the facelift. So this was the big car from Opel back in the 80s. Looking quite similar to an Opel Rekord, but this one was for sure bigger. This body was also used as Holden Commodore in Australia, but looking a little bit different in the design. But at the sideline you may find it. And the surprising thing is that the Opel Rekord from that time was also used as Holden Commodore for quite a long time. But Holden has much better engines, or at least stronger engines than Opel. Opel Manta B GSi. Manta, by the way, is also an animal, a sea animal, like the Stingray. So this is the European Corvette, as you can say so. Well, kind of. Beautiful coupe, totally loving them. And this, by the way, is also the normal one, the limousine, but I'm not sure how it is called. But at least it's not the combi coupe. There was a combi coupe, the CC, but this one is definitely looking better with this ass. And here I rare sight an Opel Ascona 400. So this was the homologation series for the rally car. And when telling rally car, you can also see the name on the fuel cap. This is the signature of Walter Earl, the big master back with the Audi Quattro, when the Audi Quattro was suddenly becoming the thing, when Audi finally made it successful into motorsport. And this one was the thing that Earl did drive before. So before of his success with Audi, he was an Opel guy. And here another Opel Senator A2. Totally loving these big ships. And the thing what I'm also loving about these A2 is this long line here of the rear, of the tail lamps to the rear end, because the pre-facelift it had this thingy here, there was the license plate, and this guy is the 3.0. This was the top engine on the Senator. And here's another Opel Manta. This is an GTE, and this is a pre-facelift. And how can I tell you? Well, there's one detail to show. See this? This is red and not so around the tail lamp. This is red, not black. So this is the pre-facelift. So it had a different bumper as well. Maybe this one got swapped, or maybe it was different for the GTE. I'm not the Opel guy, not too much knowing about Opels. Yeah, and as you can see here, correct, there are the different indicators just there, like the indicators of the Opel Kadett C. So, and here guys is a very small Opel. kind of looking like the Corsa maybe, but it's for small children. Nice and toy. Yeah, most probably Corsa. And standing just beside of this Opel Astra, what was it, G? And just right beside you can find another Opel Astra. This is the Opel Astra F. I absolutely like this design. This was actually a really good looking car back in the days. So back in the days when I had my driving license, so this was also very interesting. And beside of lots of people who were loving Volkswagen and saying no, never ever, if you are driving an Opel then you're no more our friend. Then was this car still interesting for me, but I didn't buy it. At the end I was ending up with different brands that no one cared. So, and here another Opel Ascona B. And here you can see the Opel Astra F Caravan, because this is the estate. I'm not sure if I showed you the front of this Opel Ascona, but well, there's also another one. Lovely red. And this is the Generation C. So this one is the newer one, not very loved like as my Audi 80. So you can still find them for a bargain price. But a bargain price, looks this. Bargain price does also mean you can get a car for cheap price. It's a great entry into the scene for driving a car older than 30 years. So here's the Ascona. Here's the other Ascona. Just making sure, because I'm not sure if I filmed it. So, Opel Ascona, guys. And here another Opel Ascona, or well, here is the front grille from Vauxhall. So this may be the, what was it called, Cavalier? These were also very popular back in the days. And these cars. And I can also understand it because the design was really very nice back in these days. And so, well, perhaps the guy is transferring his Opel into a Vauxhall, like as I'm trying with my Fiat Tipo into a Dodge Neon. Although I'm having it for sure way more difficult, because the Dodge Neon was never built as an estate. Okay, see there, you can see the Opel logo on the steering wheel. So this guy is an Opel Vectra. The generation, I have to look up for that because I'm probably wrong when I'm saying it's the. So that's the C, and then must be this. Or was it? No, then must be the B, I think, because when it was the Vectra, they started again from A. This was the follow-up of the Opel Ascona C. So this was the predecessor of the Vectra. And here once again, gang, Opel Ascona C. Cheap entry. If you are looking for a cheap car to also join these classic car meetings, this is also something you should look for.